What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Yes! Yes! Come on! Give us that number 14 shirt back. Sorry, people. I got a bit carried away there. Anyway, let's get into today's show. Big up to everyone in the comments. Hope you're well. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And listen, got a good show ahead. Finally, a bit of good news, man. But listen, yeah, I will give some flowers out to Edu if this happens, which it looks like it's going to happen. But at the same time, we need more than that. All right, I don't want people to get too carried away. I'm hyped as well, people. But let me tell you something, man. City have signed Savio, who looked a proper player. And I watched him a few times the other day. Last season, and the other day against Chelsea. He is a baller. And then Gundogan going back to Man City. I mean, listen, he might not be quite as good as the player that left a year or so ago. But Gundogan and Savio in a window, let me tell you, even though I am hyped today, even if Merino gets done, Calafiori and Merino is not enough to match Savio and Gundogan on top of what they already had. So listen, yeah, there's a little spring in my step today. You know, I'm hopping down the street a little bit. But let's be real, we need more. We need more than that if we're going to win the league. So yeah, I will hand out flowers where they're needed, but we definitely need more than that. So this just needs to be a situation where we're clearing, you know, some wages out to go and get someone else. Ooh. Man City here being linked with a striker apparently as well. Oh, no, it's a winger. It's a winger. No, somebody just said Man City signing someone else. I think it's that winger from Celtic they're going for. Anyway, do you know what? Man said you're rude. I could see the happiness. The interesting thing is, though, big up Zane in the chat. He said, legendary, always look forward to your shows. Thanks for everything you do for the community. Smash the likes. Big up, bro. And I always have to big up the community as well because you guys, you know, you support the channel. The channel's nothing without the community. Yeah, Gundogan on a free is not good. He's not good. He is a super clutch player. Gives them something else. The interesting thing was, 3 or 4 hours ago, I saw this, and this was going to be a very different stream. We're not there yet, people. We're not there yet. Forest sent an improved bid to Feyenoord for Santiago Gimenez, worth 30 million. The initial 25 was rejected. Forest are working on it with a new proposal. The other name on their shortlist is Eddie Nketiah. We're going to get to that story shortly. The story coming out of that offer is that Gimenez wants to stay at Feyenoord for another year. We spoke about it yesterday. He believes he can get a bigger move next season. Why I would say I'm not completely, you know, popping bottles of champagne yet, people, is we've seen situations where a player can say, I don't want to do that. And the club says, yo, brother, you're doing this. Let's all remember Mudryk told Shakhtar Donetsk, I want to sign for Arsenal. He was twerking like Beyonce in a Destiny's Child video. The guy was holding up a Chelsea shirt a week later. They said, brother, there's big money on the table. You're leaving. You don't have an option. Feyenoord could turn round to Gimenez and say, listen, I know you want to stay here, but 30 million euros, we're taking that. That's big money in the Dutch league. So as much as I have, you know, I do think Eddie is happening. Clearly Forest in the background are still looking at Gimenez, a guy who just scored 23 goals in the Dutch league, Mexican international. They would probably go for him over Eddie, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't become that. The player doesn't want the move. And there are rumours online that Feyenoord want at least 10 or 15 million more than what Forest have offered. So we'll leave that one alone, but I'm just letting you know that's there in the background. Sterling to Arsenal pending. Listen, I spoke about it the other day and people were like, nah, no chance. I said, listen, stranger things have happened. Arteta loves Sterling. Sterling would probably want to stay in London. Family doesn't have to move. Loan deal. I don't think anyone's going to buy Sterling on a permanent with 300 grand a week wages. Don't be surprised if Sterling ends up at Arsenal. I don't think it will happen. But as Arsenal fans, when it comes to these Chelsea leftover players, we've been in that recycling bin before. Do you know what I mean? Big up Marcel, he said, I swear I watch Curtis more than Liverpool YouTubers, man, and I'm not even an Arsenal fan. It's an experience over it. This is what it is, bro. Information and entertainment. You're going to leave the show with something. You know, big up yourself, man. And listen, Liverpool ain't signed no one, so you might as well keep it locked here because, you know, nothing's happened over there at the moment. But yeah, McKay said, big up Big C in the community. Edu should just get as a striker, bro. If Eddie goes, that's only 50% of the mission complete, bro. You know what I mean? You don't get paid until you complete the mission, Grand Theft Auto settings. Selling Eddie, cool. Celebration, yeah, Eddie's gone, 30 mil, cool. Where is the replacement? Where is the new striker? I'm telling you now, give us the striker. We need one. Big up Havertz, but yo, we need a striker, people. Marcel said, facts, we're starving for signings. Listen, I think one thing just quickly that you can realise with Liverpool is that Jurgen Klopp was performing miracles, because the reality is the ownership of Liverpool are not overly ambitious when it comes to putting money in their pocket. If you look over the years when Liverpool have done big business, it's usually on the back of a player leaving for big money, i.e., you know, Alisson and Van Dijk came in because Coutinho left and so on and so forth. Ultimately, at the back end of Klopp's tenure, he wasn't backed. He wanted Jude Bellingham. He wanted Lavia. He wanted Caicedo. This year, they wanted Zubimendi. They got none of them. That tells you something is seriously wrong, considering Liverpool have won every trophy in the last 7-8 years, yet they can't get £50 million centre mids who should be desperate to join the club, and that's got to be down to the ownership. But we have our own problems to deal with here at Arsenal. Big up Justin, hope you're well. If you get Sterling on the left, he will get you goals over Martinelli. The crazy thing is, and I know a lot of people don't like the thought of Sterling to Arsenal, and I'm not overly hyped on that, and I don't think it will happen. Raheem Sterling might actually produce more in an Arsenal shirt than Martinelli is at the moment. I'm not saying Martinelli can't go back to that level, but Sterling is probably more intelligent because of his years of, you know, playing on the ball than Martinelli. But listen, I wouldn't be surprised if we got him. I don't think it will happen though. Right, listen, let's just get into it. No messing about. There's a reason that there's a vibe. There's always a vibe on this channel, people. You know, this is what we bring, information and entertainment. At any time, I can sing anything from Bob Marley to the Spice Girls, Kendrick Lamar to Mobb Deep, Ricky Martin to S Club 7. It can all arrive at any given moment. I have to say today, people, there's something about this story that just makes me feel vibrant. I'm telling you now, I don't know what it is. I feel good reading this story. You know, somebody came for me in the chat the other day, didn't they? Oh, how comes you never support Eddie Nketiah? And, you know, he's an African man and, you know, the culture and all that. Listen, I'm about the culture. You know me, people. I'm about the culture first and foremost. But when it comes to Arsenal, people, the only culture I'm interested in is winning, is lifting trophies, is Martin Odegaard showing us his armpits. Pause. That's all I'm interested in, people. And unfortunately, Eddie, I respect it, young bro. You're getting your money. You ain't part of that culture as far as I'm concerned. If Edu gets this deal over the line, you might get a round of applause on this channel, a standing ovation. The Telegraph are reporting Nottingham Forest are close to securing the £30 million signing of Eddie Nketiah. Let me even get my banner out the way. I want to make sure you can see this. You know, breathe it, take it in, people. Nottingham Forest are close to securing the £30 million signing of Eddie Nketiah after a breakthrough in talks. Forest have agreed the framework of a deal with Arsenal. The story saying it will be £25 million plus 5 in add-ons. After owner Evangelos Marinakis, remember Marinakis was trying to sign Edu as their sporting director earlier in the summer, held extensive talks with Edu over the past 48 hours. I mean, listen, I don't want to say too much because if anyone from Forest is tuned in listen, good signing for Forest. What the hell are they thinking over there? Did they not learn with Tavares and Matt Turner? 30 million for Eddie. That could relegate him. Yeah, as I said, Eddie Nketiah, I think he'll do well at Forest. Definitely a good poacher, good movement. I think he'll bag goals there. Let me not say too much. Listen, Eddie, if you're in Notts, give me a shout, bro. Phone call. You know what I mean? I know the nightclubs. I know the shops where you can get some nice food, some nice clothes. Give me a shout, bro. Jeez, they could be in the Championship next year playing Stoke away, I'm telling you. Yeah, trust me, great signing for Forest. England international, mid-20s, he'll do the business there. Yo, what the hell are they thinking? Get this deal done, please. Get this deal over the line. Let me celebrate. Yeah, I agree, boss. He's world class. Really sad to see him leave. And, yeah, listen, I don't know why, man. Norbit, Nutty Professor, coming to America, Axel Foley. It's all there right now, people. It's all there. Get this deal done. Get this deal done. I've seen people online putting things like, what is it? Don't. What's that saying they say? Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened or something. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, there's people online who I think might shed tears when he leaves. Like, honestly, I don't understand some of the connections. Like, you know, I will certainly not be disappointed. But listen, fair play to him. I think it's a good move for him, to be honest. Let me get one thing clear. Forest are a big football club. They fill that stadium every week. I was surprised they wanted another striker because they've got a Awoniyi and Chris Wood. But Awoniyi's being linked with moves away. So, obviously, there's room for another striker. And they think Eddie is the answer. I suppose the thing for them, Chris Wood is 6 foot plus, Awoniyi is 6 foot plus. They're obviously looking for a different kind of profile, smaller poacher, someone who gets in the area. It's going to be interesting. But listen, big outlets are reporting it. As I said, we showed you yesterday those pictures. Eddie Nketiah's executive box at the ground was being cleared out. And apparently he said his goodbyes to the squad over the weekend after the game against Wolves. So it looks like it's going to happen, people. Eddie, yeah, not coming to America, coming to Nottingham, people. I'm telling you. Don't worry, I got the spots for you, bro. You'll be fine there. I've always actually said, listen, Eddie at a mid-table club or below, if he plays every week, I think he would hit double figures. The one thing we will say about Eddie, good movement in the penalty area. He is a poacher. He just doesn't have an all-rounded enough game to play for Arsenal. Somebody said he's trading places. I like that one. You know me, listen, growing up the Eddie Murphy films, I loved all of them. Coming to America, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, another 48 Hours. What was the other ones as well? There's so many. Delirious and Raw, the stand-ups. You know what I mean? They all come into play today, people. They all come into play. What will they do with the 14 shirt? Do you retire it or do you sign someone else and do that? I mean, Justin's in the chat and he said it spoiled his lunch. Take care, I'm out. I think he likes Forest as well. Kay Hay said, as a Notts boy, how could you be... I know, I feel bad. They might look at me sideways when I go back to Nottingham, like, what have you done? Eddie will be queuing at Rock City. Yeah, there's a lot of concerts there, so maybe he'll be there. You have to take it easy in Notts, though, bro. Don't go to the wrong areas. They might not be so forgiving, especially if you're not putting the ball in the back of the net. I personally, honestly, I'm with you, LSU. I think Arsenal should retire the 14 shirt. Like, genuinely, the Naughty Professor. Listen, I like that one, Rosh. It is a dad joke, but I'll run with it. I honestly think Arsenal should retire the 14 shirt. Let's be honest, no one's ever going to get near the level that Thierry set in that shirt. Oh, people saying Havertz 14. Listen, man, I'm in support of Havertz right now, people. I'll be honest. I'm just not ready to see that. You know, I'd rather leave him as 29, let him do his thing. I don't know if I'm ready to see Havertz 14. Nah, that's it. Let's retire it. People saying too late to retire it. It's been soiled. I hear you. There's been a lot in there. Walcott. I think the only one that did it some justice was Oba. In fact, the 14's here, innit? I know you can't see it properly. Look at that, man. Look at that. 14. I might even get 14 Henry on the current shirt. Again, they said, do you want a name on the back of the shirt? I didn't get one. So, yeah. I'll leave it at that. I might get Thierry on this shirt. I was going to get Saka, but I just thought, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Save it for Isak. I wouldn't mind that. Laurie's on his way to the Emirates to protest. I'm sure he'll fight that fight. I'm telling you. Sam said, we need to build a statue for the Forest owner at the Emirates. The guy is unbelievable, always buying squad players offers. Bro, Tavares on loan. Matt Turner for 10 million. Now Eddie for 30. But listen, it's not done yet, people. It's not done yet. Big up, bro. Mr. Lay said, hot take, Mourinho deal on deadline day. Edu fooling us. A lot of you said that yesterday. Arsenal are maybe dragging out this Merino deal to get it done later on in the window to enable us to, make that seem as if it's the big money signing, which would be frustrating. Very frustrating indeed. So let's see. Let's move on. Right, what else is going on? I'm so sidetracked with that one, and I'm even keeping Twitter open while we're doing this show. If there's any breaking news, throw it in the chat. I need to see if this deal gets done. Obviously, it would be great if we got some breaking news during the show, but it looks like that deal's getting closer to being completed. Emi Martinez has signed a new contract to Aston Villa, 5-year deal. Yeah, we won't get into that conversation as we're in a good mood today. Free little birds are by my doorstep. Yo! Singing sweet. Yo, let me stop. It's a good day. Every day's a good day, people, but today is a very good day. Anyway, let's move on. Last night was a good night for Arsenal as a football club. PFA Awards were last night in Manchester. A lot of rain. And we got 5 players in the PFA Team of the Year, which is actually pretty remarkable to get that many players in a team when you consider we didn't actually win the title. And it almost makes it worse. And I said this a lot, and not everyone agrees with this. Last season hurt me more than the 8 points clear season. And not a lot of people agree with that. Some do. It hurt me more because I think we had control of last season. In the 8 points clear season, I felt like that title was slipping out of our hands the moment William Saliba got injured. You're going to the Etihad with Rob Holding at centre-back. That title's going to disappear real quick. Last season, we had control of it and we threw it away. And that's what hurt so much about it. I mean, the full team was David Raya in goal, Kyle Walker at right-back, Van Dijk, Saliba were the centre-backs. They put Gabriel on the left, but obviously he's a centre-back. The midfield was Rodri, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. And then the front three was Phil Foden, Ollie Watkins and Erling Haaland. Phil Foden won Player of the Year and Cole Palmer won Young Player of the Year. Amazing that 5 out of the 11 players were Arsenal players and we didn't win the title. That's just so painful. Last season we didn't have control. You don't think so? I mean, to me, I look at it and I think, I thought we regained control in that second half of the season. I felt like we lost control around Christmas when we lost to Fulham and so on. But I think on that run we went on post-Dubai and post-Gold Stake, I thought we regained control, to be honest. And, the Villa game and the West Ham game, those 2 games at the Emirates really costed. I agree. I don't know how Kyle Walker got in. I thought Ben White was fantastic last season. Kyle Walker, Man City tax and all that. He had a stinker of a Euros. So from an Arsenal point of view, it's disappointing. But yeah, it is what it is. And listen, I do agree. I agree with what you're saying, Andrew. Without sounding very harsh. I won't say who cares because I'm delighted for the players, because I think when players win individual awards as well, it does lift you as a player. You got that, shoulders back, chest out. You got that thing, I'm a big player. I don't know if you saw online yesterday, Gabriel was FaceTiming his missus. You could see how happy he was to be in that PFA Team of the Year. However, the one thing I agree with, I want to see these players holding up winners' medals. I want to see Odegaard lifting trophies above his head. Not just PFA Player of the Year awards. I want Premier League winning medals to be around their necks. So yeah, I hear it. I hear it. Sparsh said perhaps the Eddie sale funds Merino. That's why it has been dragged. Do you know what, bro? I said this yesterday. I said it's interesting. We didn't complete Calafiore until Smith Rowe went to Fulham. Now it looks as if Eddie goes to Forest, Merino comes to Arsenal. Very strange that we're having to work on a one-in, one-out situation. What concerns me about that is how do we buy a striker? Or how do we get somebody notable through the door if we're relying on selling people? So I don't understand that. I hope that's not the case, that we're relying on sales to bring people in. Because as I said, we've spent about 30 million. And if Eddie goes, we're pretty much level. So there must have been 100 million to spend, surely. There was some breaking news. Listen, I'm not even bringing the story on the screen, but Deportivo La Coruña, old school big team in Spain. Was it Roy Mackay? Did he play for them back in the day? I remember La Coruña back in the day. They used to do bits in the Champions League. Deportivo La Coruña have agreed a deal of £1 million to sign Charlie Patino on a permanent basis from Arsenal. The deal will also include a sell-on clause. £1 million. About 18 months ago, we were being told Patino is the new Jack Wilshere. £1 million, you know, like, bro, a mil. This man in League One going for £1 million. £1 million to us. Yo, the new Jack Wilshere, I'd have expected a little cheeky 5 million, 6, 7 million. Yo, £1 fish settings, man. Come and have a look. £1 fish. Very, very good and very, very cheap. 1 million. What the? Hey, listen, under normal circumstances, I might have been having a go at Edu, but because you look like you're going to get 30 M's for Eddie and Nketiah, you know, today was a good day, like Ice Cube once said. Let me just say something. Anyhow that Eddie deal collapses, yo, let me tell you. But right now, I'm allowing it. But £1 million for Charlie Patino, the new Jack Wilshere? You're right, bro. Chelsea probably get 20 million for him. Man City are selling like that. Delap went to Ipswich for 18 million plus 2 million in add-ons. 20 million. So we'll see. £1 million for Patino. Surely he's got to be worth 6, 7, 8, 9 million. But I don't get it. Are Deportivo in? Are they in La Liga? Deportivo La Coruña. Are they in? No, are they? No, they're in the second division. No, that's probably why then. There's some good teams in the second division, man. Real Zaragoza, Malaga, Tenerife, Deportivo. Some big clubs have been relegated. Yeah, they're in the second division. It's not even a great move for him, really. Clement said, absolute disgrace. The next Jack Wilshere's been sold for £1 million to Deportivo. Shocking business. I honestly can't believe he's that cheap. Just got promoted. Oh, they've just been promoted, have they? Yeah, but I would have thought we'd have got more than that. I am eagerly watching Twitter while this show's going on because I'm hoping. I'm on the show in excitement that this Eddie deal gets done, but listen, my thought process is this. If Santiago Gimenez has told Forest he doesn't want to join them, why have they gone back in with another offer? There must be a potential of... They must still think they've got a chance of getting Gimenez, or maybe Feyenoord are saying, listen, he's saying he don't want to go, but if you bid enough money, we're forcing him out. So I'm not celebrating yet. We ain't popping bottles yet. You know what I mean? We're not in the nightclub and they're bringing sparklers out. I want to see, you know, the Ornstein bomb saying it's been accepted and that. 24-hour stream till Eddie... Bro, Fabrizio v. David Ornstein, yeah, they love... keep trying to drop bombs, don't they? That dagger is coming. Forest have decided to walk away from the deal. I see it. Please, no, just don't. Let's move on. One that's interesting, people. In fact, let me read out these couple of super chats, then we'll move on. Lewis, thank you for the super chat, bro. What happened to that German who arranged for the car for when he arrives in England to sign for Arsenal? They really violated with that TikTok video. I mean, remember all summer, Arsenal are signing a mystery German. We're going to get a German player. Could it be Kimmich? Could it be Sané? Could it be Gnabry? Could it be Goretzka? I mean, listen, we might sign a German player in the next week, but it looks like it was guesswork. Very easy to have a big account, pick a major country and say Arsenal are going to buy a player from there. There's always a big opportunity. Arsenal might sign a Spanish player, a German player, an Italian player. It's not rocket science. But, hey, maybe we will sign one. 9 days to go until the window closes next Friday, people, 11 p.m. Champions League draw next week as well. John Donuts, thank you for the super chat. Odegaard looks like so other getting awards that ain't the Premier League. When Haaland was talking last night, he looked annoyed. He wants to win. Looks so maybe annoyed that others are getting the Premier League. Yeah, listen. He's come from Real Madrid. Even though he didn't play much at Real Madrid, he was there at 15. He knows what winning looks like. I'm pretty sure Odegaard will be desperate to win, especially as captain. And Snake Eyes, big up, bro. I will get excited when I see Eddie with the shirt. I'm with you on that one. I'm hey, guys, be excited. You know what I mean? Josh Kroenke settings, bro. Let's see. But like I said, you know, even if Eddie goes, all jokes aside, I need to see a transfer coming in. You know, yeah, you can sell Eddie. If you don't sign anyone, we're no better off in the attack. You have to bring somebody in. Like I said, man, Manchester City have signed Savio, who was one of the best wingers in La Liga last year, and they're getting Gundogan back on a free. Man City are a stronger team. You know, I know they've lost Alvarez, but their squad in general looks even better. So we have got to strengthen that attack. Callum Play said, what happened to the Prem money? What happened to the Champions League money? Why are we suddenly trying to penny pinch? I don't get it. Like I said, that financial expert on TalkSport yesterday said he's looked at the figures and Arsenal are nowhere near the threshold of PSR. He said Arsenal could easily spend big. I'm hoping Arsenal are playing a narrative in the media that we're struggling, and then at the end of the window we'll get some big business done to maybe keep the price down. If they're not, then serious questions need to be asked when apparently we made nearly 100 million from the Champions League last year. So where's the money? Cole said, if Mourinho and Calafiori move into the 11, we will have a tall team. Listen, it's great having a tall team, but they got to be successful, bro. They got to be successful. Neuer has retired from international football. Semanal said, see, I have an exam tomorrow, but information and entertainment first. Come on, bro. Eddie hasn't scored 20 goals in his whole Arsenal career. Shh, keep it quiet. Get him to Forest first. Yeah, 19 goals in 5 or 6 seasons. You get you about 3 or 4 goals a year, people. Anyway, let's move on. We're being linked with a striker today that was a bit of a surprise. And it's a surprise because he's a player we haven't spoken about for a long time. And it's a player that has been on the radar but seems to have disappeared off the radar. And that is Canadian international Jonathan David. A few of you were putting comments in 5 or 6 minutes ago about Jonathan David. And I want, if anybody has any knowledge of him, maybe you're from Canada and you watch him in the national team, maybe you watch French football. I'll keep it a buck. I've watched this guy play a few times for Canada in international games. Jamaica played Canada. And I've watched him a few times for Lille. But overall, I can't really tell you how good he is. He does have a good goal record, but overall, is he good enough? This, to me, I'll be honest, it feels like 2 or 3 years ago when we were being linked with players like Tielemans and players like that. 2 or 3 years ago, I was like, get Tielemans to Arsenal. get Jonathan David to Arsenal 2 or 3 years ago. Now, the situation we're in now, I don't know if this guy is Arsenal levels, to be honest. Let me know what you guys think. Chris said, I'm Canadian. He's good, but not good enough for Arsenal. Latte said he's bang average. Dre said he's a big body. I like him. However, he's not Arsenal material. Eddie said Abhinav. I mean, nah, I don't want to hear things like that. Dash said, I'm in Canada, Big C. He isn't good enough. Miss some sitters for Canada in the Copa America. Scarrett said, not for me. Small club player, said Andrew. Canadian Eddie Nketiah. I mean, listen, say no more, people. Say no more. When you use comparisons like that, then, you know, bad energy. Stay far away. Make it stay far away. Keep him far away, people. What I will say, the goal record's impressive. Listen, I'm not saying we should sign him. I'm just saying, if you look at his last 3 seasons, 21-22 season, he got 15 goals. In the 22-23 season, he got 24 goals in 37 league games, which is very impressive. And then last season, he got 19 goals in 34 games, which again is pretty decent. He also got 2 in the French Cup. And this season, again, 2 games. 1 game, 1 goal. And in the Champions League qualifiers, 2 goals and 1 assist in 3 games. He is hitting the back of the net. Now, I will tell you, and again, I've got to give you the full story, because if this guy ends up at Arsenal, I've got to somehow cap and pretend this is a really good signing. He has a year left on his contract. It's believed Lille will let him go for around £25 million if he doesn't agree to sign a new contract. And the belief is he will not extend his contract. 24 years of age, year left on his deal, could be available for £25 million. I mean, listen, I haven't even seen enough of him to say he's good or not. You guys are in the comments telling me he's not that good. I mean, Noodle said, David ain't worth it. From another Canadian, only countryman at Arsenal level is Alphonso Davies from Canada. I suppose the way I'm looking at it, and I shouldn't be looking at it like this, because we're trying to catch Man City. As Fraser said, they've just signed Gundogan on a free, Savio. My thought process is now, if Arsenal don't go big on a striker, and it's not a Tony, it's not an Osimhen, it's not a Gyökeres, it's not an Isak, and they said, look, we'll take a striker, but it's got to be somebody cheap. Do they end up going for somebody like him and think, 25 million, he's 24 years of age, probably wouldn't mind going on the bench? It's not the way I want to look at it. My personal opinion to Arsenal would be, if you're going for a player like Jonathan David, I think you just wait and stick with what you've got. To be honest, that would be my opinion. Is he really even better than Havertz or Jesus? My opinion would be, as I said yesterday, I think Arsenal have to start trying to buy the best that's available in the market. And I'm sorry, but Jonathan David, from what I've seen of him, Jonathan David does not come to Arsenal and win us a Premier League. If you're not buying genuine quality upgrades, I don't think there's any point. That would be my opinion. What I've seen of him, he looks wasteful, but I haven't seen enough. Like I said, he scored a lot of goals in the French league. Some of you may watch him more, and maybe he's better than I think. People saying, what is the plan? And listen, I'm with you, people. I'm asking the same question. I'm hoping this is just... this is in the Daily Mirror today, but I'm hoping they're just clutching at straws. Eddie is on his way out, and they're now thinking, what striker will Arsenal go for? So we'll have to see. And you're right, RP. Lacquer, he gets goals in France. Just a YouTube said, he ain't better than Mikel Antonio. I mean, you don't want to read things like that, do you, to be honest? What's going on here? I got a delivery again, people. Give me a second. People, you won't believe it. It's Jehovah's Witnesses at the door. I had to be respectful, but I said, listen, man, just put the slip through the door, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do God's work here and get Eddie and Nketiah to Forest. So, yeah, man. 2 old women, Jehovah's Witnesses. I said, yo, you're going to have to tell God to come back later. I'm doing God's work right here. So anyway, people, this one wasn't much, which is why I was surprised there was a knock on the door. Because I ain't got no deliveries coming. But yeah. I had to be respectful, but tell him quick. Just put that letter through the door and let me keep it moving. But right, yeah, Jonathan Dave. Listen, this is what happens when you go live, innit? Anything can happen at any given moment. Delivery people yesterday from Amazon and now Jehovah's Witnesses. Just put the slip through the door and let me continue to talk here, people. But yeah, listen, Jonathan David. Not for me, people. Not for me. What do you guys think? Get your comments in. A lot of you putting comments in, and most of them are, don't go near him. Unknown C, just joining. Is it true, Eddie, for 30? Listen, bro, we're close. Advanced. All major outlets saying big progress. The only reason I'm not celebrating, Forest have offered 30 million euros for Santiago Gimenez this morning as well, which makes me think, are they going to buy 2 strikers? No, they're not. And in reality, if Feyenoord accepted that offer and forced Gimenez out, then they probably go for him. He just scored 23 goals in Holland. Do you know what's crazy? Liverpool have just sold a guy called Sepp van der Berg, a right back, I think Dutch, hardly kicked a ball for their first team. £25 million. Brentford and Bayer Leverkusen have both agreed a deal with Liverpool to sign Sepp van der Berg for 25 million. Now that's what you call doing business when you're selling unknown people for 25 M's, people. I told you. Michael Edwards, I know people are dissing him because Liverpool haven't signed anyone. I reckon that's down to their ownership model. That guy can work miracles. Big up Asmart Curfew said, first comment on here. Big up yourself. Welcome to the community. Big up the new subscribers, the silent listeners that don't say anything as well in the background. I see you. Big up. And big up all the people who've been here from day. Jordan Davis apparently has said, Arteta is still open to bringing in another world-class forward this summer. I need to see that. Arteta forward. I think he works for the Athletic, Jordan Davis. Let's have a look. Yeah, nah. He writes for the Sun. That's already a red flag. Nah. Listen, I'd like to believe everything he's saying there. Or maybe I'll read the full article. Mikel Arteta is still open to bringing in another world-class forward this summer, but Gabriel Jesus is confident he will win back his place in the coming months. I mean, first of all, the Gabriel Jesus bit, I don't want to be reading that. And, yeah, I mean... Listen, I said it yesterday. You cannot tell me that Mikel Arteta doesn't want more adding to this squad. You just can't tell me. He's being told... You can't do it. That source is not good enough for me. It's a guy who writes for The Sun, who works with The Athletic. It is still open. It's just, there's no structure in that, what he's saying. There's no quotes. Who does he want? What position does he want? He's just said forward. Does he want a striker? Does he want a right winger? Does he want a left winger? And like you said, first of all, he's open to bringing in another world-class forward. How many world-class forwards do we have at the club? Yeah, you might be able to have an argument that Saka is or isn't. Apart from that, there isn't no forward at Arsenal that is anywhere near world-class. So it's an awful quote. It's just throwaway quotes. The Sun and The Athletic is crazy. So, yeah, I'm genuinely shocked that he works for both. Baguma said, Big C, I once asked you, would you get a director of football or sporting director if Edu left? Such business from Liverpool makes me look at Edu sideways. Exactly. Getting 25 million for a right back that's hardly kicked a ball in their first team. You know, look at Brozier yesterday. He went to Ipswich for an obligation to buy at 30 million as long as Ipswich stay up, which They probably won't stay up, but Brozier and Phillips from Man City and Brozier from Chelsea, they're good signings for them. So we'll have to see what happens with that one. We'll have to see, people. Edu's in the chat. He said, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. You lot imagine, I'm telling you. People always make that. We got a Trossard account. We had an Nketiah account. We had a Granit Xhaka account. Now here's the Edu one. There's an Arteta one as well. Big up Edu. Alexander said, big up Big C. How do you see the situation at Chelsea? They're moving mad, buying players left, right and centre without any clear strategy. It's a scattergun approach. You know, I got online this morning. Chelsea are interested in Jadon Sancho. Like, it's just crazy what they're doing. They're still in talks to get Osimhen. They want Jadon Sancho. Sterling and Chilwell have been told they can go. Gallagher's just gone. Felix, it's crazy. I don't see Chelsea doing anything significant this season. I think they've got the wrong manager. I think Poch should have stayed in that job. He was actually starting to make progress. But that's their problem, I suppose. Sparge said, it might be worthwhile to do a video on PSR, FFP, so we know exactly how much clubs can spend each window. Well, that would be a good idea. I'll have a look into it. If I can get the facts, figures, and figure it all out myself, we'll do one in particular about Arsenal. I'm not sure I'll go through every club. Maybe we'll go through some of the big clubs. But yeah, I'll have a look into that. Let's try and get some facts and figures so I really can come on here and you know, act like I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's move on, people. Let's move on. Let's talk about... I almost want to apologise when I even start talking about this guy's name. It's just annoying now. Mikel Merino. Dear, oh dear. Is this guy an Arsenal player yet? Like, what is actually going on? We're doing 1-2s, people. When I say we're doing 1-2s, it's like... Last week, Ornstein said, oh, Edu's flown to Spain to tie up the deal. He's been there all week. So Edu flies to Spain to get the deal done. Edu then flies back to England. He's at the Arsenal game on the weekend. So we're thinking he's flown to Spain. He's agreed the deal. Merino didn't train with them. He was left out of the squad. Deal's done. Now this week... their president is flying to London to tie up the deal that we thought was already tied up. Real Sociedad president Joaquin Aperibi has flown to London to reach a definitive agreement with Arsenal for the transfer of Mikel Merino. Sociedad's intention is to reach an agreement for about 40 million euros between the fixed fee and add-ons. I mean, this is the Chuckle Brothers to me, to you settings. It really is at this point. This is to me, to you settings, people. Chuckle Brothers, an old school program that was on in England. It was pretty, you know, comedy back in the day. And it's just like, imagine like Edu, like, listen, Mikel Arteta, by the way, I'm going to Spain. I'm going to go over there, handle it personally, and I'm going to deal with it face to face, you know, rather than all the back and forth emails and phone calls. I'm going to fly over, go to Spain. I'll be there for 3 or 4 days. I'll get the deal done and I'll come back with the player. 4 days later, right, so Edu, everything's sorted. You've been in Spain for 3 or 4 days. Mikel Merino on his way. Oh, actually, mate, I didn't get the deal done. We had 2 or 3 meetings. You know, we couldn't figure it out. But I tell you what, the jet skis in Marbella are incredible. And those barbecues outside News Cafe are unbelievable, mate. Absolutely. Honestly, Mikel, you should go to Marbella on holiday. It is incredible. Yeah, but Edu, the player that you went to sign, yeah, don't worry about him. We'll stick with Jorginho and Partey, mate. Partey's only 65 years of age. I'm sure we can muddle through the season. What on earth is happening here? Big up City Extra in the chat, man. Big things in the Manchester City community. I mean, I shouldn't be welcoming you, really, because you're the op. But, you know, I listen, it is what it is. All's fair in love and war. They're getting Gundo back on a free, man. A lot of people are downplaying that Gundogan signing. I'm actually fuming about it because he's so clutch. He's so clutch, and he's going to be so happy to come back as well. Maybe I should time them out for 3 minutes just for the 115 charges. That's decent banter, to be fair. Shall I just do it for banter? City Extra, see you in 3 minutes. I've timed them out. It's purely banter. It's information and entertainment. Do you know what I mean? It is. It's all's fair in love and war. 3 minutes, get them out of here. Let them consider their actions. But big up City Extra. I'll see you in a few minutes. Go on the naughty step. It makes sense, people. They won't do it on any other channel. That's what makes us unique here. Yeah, 115 seconds on the naughty step for City Extra. Ah, dear. But anyway, yeah, the Sociedad president's in London. Maybe Edu can take him to a restaurant. Maybe they can tie up the deal and get something done. It is crazy. It is crazy. How many flights do these guys need to take to get this deal done? Right, I'm going to fly to your house. Then you'll fly to my house. Then we'll both fly somewhere else. And in the end, we'll get the deal done. It's crazy. This deal should have been so easy to get done. Are Arsenal messing it up? Or are Sociedad moving the goalpost, trying to get more money? And in that case, as we said yesterday, I said, if this gets too high, walk away. Walk away from it, like Craig David. I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. You know what I mean? Just walk away like Craig David, man. But listen, let's hope now on this second flight, one of them will secure this deal. Otherwise, get somebody else done. 9 days until the window closes. I just want to remind you, people, we've signed one player. We're chasing after what people tell me is the best manager and the best team in Premier League history. We've signed one player. How is that supposed to work? This is the question I keep asking. LSU keeps telling me be calm. The domino effect, the places will fall into place by the end of the window. But the PTSD of being an Arsenal fan is definitely there right now, people. I'm just staying calm. I'm keeping it calm because we're having a summertime and, you know, I'm not going to let it mash up my summer. Sam said our transfer strategy is very simple, see. Get Arteta to seduce a player to come to Arsenal, then lowball the club knowing that the player wants to leave. Do you know what? It kind of feels like you've got that absolutely bang on. We always hear, don't we, like, oh, Arteta spoke to him personally on the phone. You know, remember, Arteta speaks like 6 languages, so he can turn up in any language you want. You know what I mean? French, English, Spanish, he'll turn up and speak fluent. He'll sell you the Project Youth, big wages. And then, you know, it all seems to go crazy. We've got a bit of a defence here for Edu. Let me just read this. Melbourne said, bro, stop blaming Edu. Arteta created this mess by misprofiling average players constantly, and then they are on high wages, hard to sell. The reason it's difficult to know where that blame lays is because a lot of the time, contracts are not negotiated by the manager. It would be the sporting director. Now, the manager might have a say-so in it, to be honest. I said this the other day. Arsenal have to stop giving big wages to the players at the bottom of the ladder within their squad. There is no way on earth that Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson should be earning £100,000 a week when Ederson is on £100,000 a week at Manchester City. So Manchester City have got one of the best goalkeepers in world football getting the same amount of money as our third choice striker and a winger that I think started 2 games for us last season. How does that make sense? Luis Diaz earns £70,000 a week at Liverpool. A guy that was linked with Barcelona this summer, that starts for Liverpool, that starts for Colombia, 70 grand. We've got man on 100 grand who don't even get a kick. Ramsdale's on 100 grand plus as well. He came from Sheffield United in the Championship. How are we giving him £100,000 a week? So yeah, it's true. It's true. Let's see what happens. 9 days to go. 9 days to go. Hey, Saeed's in the chat. Big up Saeed. He said, big up C Unit. Listen, I want the people them to go and support him because I'm all about togetherness and community. He's on the verge of 100k, I believe. If you don't subscribe to him, go and subscribe to him. Support him. He streams all the time. He's entertaining. He knows his stuff. He's a passionate Man United fan. Get him to 100k this week, people. But but you're an absolute troll. And I seen man saying top of the league after they played before everyone else. You're an absolute. Do you know what? I'm giving him a 3-minute timeout as well. I've bigged him up. I want everyone to subscribe to him, get him to 100k. But you're having a 3-minute timeout as well with City Extra. I'll see you in 3 minutes. He was saying we are top of the league. His first game of the season, no one's played. 3 minutes for Saeed on the naughty step. I've had enough. I ain't playing with no one today. Eddie Nketiah's going Forest for 30 million. I'm feeling reckless. It's crazy, people. It's crazy. Twanzabi settings, man. I'm telling you. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Richard Garlick is the contract man. Garlic by name, Garlic by nature, maybe, people. Stinky contract negotiations. I actually met him in America. Could be awkward if anyone's watching this show from Arsenal. You just got to understand I've got a wicked personality, people. I'll see you in the press conference next year on tour. Do you reckon the pickpockets Arteta hired took Edu's checkbook? The hell is going on in this window? I reckon Edu sits there and thinks, right, listen, I want to take the family away. So what I'll do, I'll use it as an opportunity to get a work trip. So what I'll do, I'll say, right, listen, what I think, I'm going to have to fly to Spain to tie up this Merino deal. While I'm doing that, you know, I might possibly pass by Marbella for 3 or 4 days, so I might need a 5-star hotel just to make sure I'm comfortable. But yeah, I think it's going to require a trip abroad. Remember last year, the guy went to Saudi to apparently make connections between Arsenal and the Saudi league so that if we needed to sell a player to Saudi, we had a good connection. And then if we wanted to buy someone from the Saudi league, we had a good connection. Guess how many players we've sold to the Saudi league? Yeah, 0. Guess how many players we've signed from the Saudi league? Yeah, 0. But you had a hell of a week in them 7-star hotels in Saudi, didn't you? I know what this guy's doing, man. I know what this guy's doing, I'm telling you. He thinks he's smart, man. Free holidays. Yeah, man, he's clever. He knows what he's doing. But anyway, listen, I do think this deal will get done, but I said that 2 weeks ago. I said that 3 weeks ago. I said that so many days ago. Niffin said, Nottingham Forest optimistic on agreeing a deal for Eddie. 30 million. Fee not agreed. All parties have a willingness. Listen, this is my opinion on what's happening with Forest. I think Forest want Santiago Gimenez ahead of Eddie because he scored 23 goals. He's actually younger than Eddie. But the player has said he doesn't want the move. But the fact that Forest have come back with a second offer shows that they are still trying to find a way to maybe force Feyenoord to push him out of the door. But what I would say if I was Arsenal, push that deal over the finish line and push it very quickly, because I'm still nervous until he's in that shirt. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So get the deal done quick would be my advice to anybody related to Arsenal Football Club. I think I looked at this the other day. Yeah, the highest paid player at Forest, Chris Wood, Hudson-Odoi and Milenkovic, who they've just signed from Fiorentina. Those three all on over 100,000 a week with bonuses. So they can pay him 100 grand a week. It's there. Maybe they give him 70, 80 grand with a good bonus system in place as well. So we'll have to see what happens with that one. By the way, I didn't even realise, amazing numbers in the chat. 3,200 of you in the chat on this Wednesday afternoon. Amazing support. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. We should be getting at least 1,500 likes with over 3,200 of you in the chat. Anyone turns up today, even if they're a friend, if they ain't Arsenal, naughty step settings, just for banter, to be honest, 3 minutes. Zinchenko said 40 million for Sharoy is too much. Sharoy, who are we talking about? Sharoy. Oh my. What are you saying? Merino looks like Sharoy. Nah, that's wild. Zinchenko as well. He's turned up. Big up. Thank you for the super chat. You lot are moving mad, you know. I can't believe how you lot are moving. 3K, we're all waiting for the Eddie. And bro, I'm telling you, if Eddie gets announced today, we might have to just go live. 10 p.m., 11 p.m. If he drops that bomb, Ornstein, we got to go live. We got to go live, man. You know what I mean? Just for what we've been through. Ben Jacobs, who's meant to be coming on this channel next Tuesday. Yeah, he's just tweeted optimistic on agreeing a package. Fee not yet agreed. All parties have a willingness to get the deal done. Yeah, that's what you just tweeted, didn't you? So hopefully that deal gets done sooner rather than later. Raheem Sterling will 100% leave Chelsea. All options being explored. More likely to be a loan move. Juventus interested, although Sterling would be keen on staying in England. Listen, I'm telling you now, Stevie Wonder can see there will be a link or something between Arsenal and Raheem Sterling at some stage. I'm telling you now, there is going to be. There will be a link. We're getting rid of Eddie. He doesn't seem overly keen on going for a striker. Looks more like he's going for a winger. And the Kroenkes would be all over it. Get him on loan with an option. And then don't buy him at the end of it. I'm telling you. I can see it. I hope it doesn't happen. But you could see it happening, couldn't you? Everyone could see that happening. Just based on the fact he's a winger. He's versatile. He's worked with him before. He would want to stay in London. We can get him on loan probably with an option. Don't take up the option in 12 months' time. Play left wing, right wing in the 10. There's a lot of possibilities if you did that deal. I don't see it happening, but I didn't see Havertz joining us. I didn't see David Luiz joining us. And I certainly didn't see William Gallas joining us either. Mikel Merino has apparently been training separately from the Real Sociedad squad. I mean, how much closer can that deal get before it's actually done? I've never heard deals get as close as Arsenal without actually getting done. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Jay Black said, how have you got 3K in here for a midday stream? Big C is love, man. Hey, I feel the love, people, from the community. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Big up to all of you. I really hope things get cooking now in this window and we start to do some business and get some business done because we need more. We definitely need more. Let me get into some of your comments. We'll read out a few more stuff. Here they are. Listen, big up Flex. Big up KG. Make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. I'm moving reckless today. Time out. See you in 3 minutes. You United fans, as far as I'm concerned, you're ops. You're my brethrens, but I'm putting you in time out for 3 minutes. Go on the naughty step. You lot celebrated that Lenny Yoro signing too much. 3 minutes for Flex and KG on the naughty step. They're going there, man. We're moving reckless today. I told you, anybody comes in the comments, non-Arsenal related, straight in the naughty step, people. That's City Extra, that's Saeed, and that's United View. Go and subscribe to them. That's my people, them. But yo, hold a 3 minutes, bro. Naughty step settings. Because I look at it like this. Flex is from in and around London. My question is, why weren't you an Arsenal fan? You saw Thierry. You knew what time it was. You forced the Man United thing. So, yeah, man. 3 minutes to consider your actions. I'm telling you, it's on site today, people. We're moving like Kendrick. Anyone turns up today, people, you know what I mean? We're going straight for them. OV-ho, then step this way. Are you my friend? We ain't messing about today, people. We ain't messing about. So anyone steps in, hold a 3 minutes. Even if Robbie steps in, I might just give him 3 minutes just for banter. We ain't playing. Just scrolling through the final stories. Not a lot going on, to be honest. Is this man turning things around at this football club? I'll be honest. I said this the other day, people. It's 50-50 right now. The P45 is typed up. It's in the drawer. You need to save yourself in this transfer window, Edu. You're an invincible. You weren't the main guy, but you were there. You were part of it. You worked with Wenger. You were with Thierry. You were with Paddy Vieira and Tony Adams. If you don't sort this window out, I'm being serious. And I've met Edu and I've spoke to Edu without knowing the full facts. I think if you sign Merino and Calafiori, and that's the window you deliver this football club on the back of 2 title challengers, I'm sorry, either his P45's got to be written or the Kroenkes have got to get heat on them from the fan base again, because that is not an acceptable transfer window from a club that is supposedly serious about winning the Premier League. While Manchester City have brought in Savio, one of the most exciting wingers in La Liga, and also brought Gundogan, one of the most clutch midfielders in Europe, back. I'm sorry, that will not be accepted. You have got to get something done. So, 9 days, bro. 9 days. That's all I'm saying. 9 days to find out what this guy really is about. Cole said, I don't see Gimenez going for less than 50 million. Let's see. I think the quoted price was 45 million euros, which is close to 40 million pound. Big up, Carl. Monty said, Edu is cooking Rustler burgers. Hey, don't eat them, man. I don't even know if that's proper. That's like rubber, man. You know what I mean? Them microwave burgers. Jitesh said 40 million for Sharoy. Don Robbie must be cheering. For real. Big up, Jitesh. Chris said, Curtis, you must respond to City signing Gundo back. You must. One thing I've realised about Arsenal, bro, if we were in the beef, the hip-hop beef of this year, we would be J. Cole. We would be the J. Cole. Like, Kendrick dominated and ripped up the place. Drake actually made a couple good diss tracks. Family Matters was a big track, but not like us, just wiped it out. That is a club that, at least you could say, they spent money, they tried, it didn't work. J. Cole put his hands in the air and surrendered and said, get me out of it. I don't want no smoke. You telling me that Arsenal have to respond back? We could quite easily just do a J. Cole, put our hands in the air and surrender. Do you know what I mean? And just say, yo, we don't want the smoke. Slim Boy said Liverpool are J. Cole. I mean, yeah, to be fair, they're moving mad as well. But that's how we've moved at times. The only time we went against City in the window was Declan Rice, and it gave me a lot of hope and inspiration. This year, maybe not so much. But let's see. We used to be 50 Cent. Bro, diss tracks galore. Piggy bank, window shopper, throwing pizza at Ferguson, beating up Van Nistelrooy on the pitch. We wanted all the smoke. We wanted all the smoke. I'm telling you, bro. Final news story before we round up, and we'll finish off with a few of your comments after that. And man said, now we're the guy who actually gets dissed. Bro, Ja Rule settings now, bro. Where would I be without you? It's all mad. Fabrizio tweeted, Arsenal have already reached verbal agreements with Spanish goalkeeper Juan Garcia on personal terms. He's the priority target for Arsenal to replace Aaron Ramsdale if he leaves in the final 10 days. This was obviously tweeted last night. It's now 9 days. Espanyol are aware of Arsenal's interest, but no official bid yet. It depends on Ramsdale. I mean, listen, I do watch La Liga quite a bit. It's one of my favourite leagues to watch, but I've packed this guy a few times on FIFA, and usually he just gets quick sold. Like, he's worth nothing. I mean, am I missing something here? But he's only played 22 games for Espanyol's first team, and he's 23. Where's all his football experience? He was playing for Espanyol's B team for the couple of years before that. I mean, the CV is not really CVing. I can't lie, man. Boy, man's hardly kicked a ball. He's got 22 first-team games at the age of 23 years of age. What's he been doing? I don't know. Listen, he might be good. Any of you guys who watch Spanish football, you got anything to tell me about? Do Arsenal just wind up the season and say, listen, man, tell you what, they're all saying we need a striker. I tell you what my plan is, mate. Let's get 2 defenders and a goalkeeper. That'll keep them wanting more, won't it? Are we banned from signing strikers and attacking players? Olympic gold medalist. All right, cool. Fair enough. A little bit of a profile. I'm telling you, it's like Dr. Evil in Austin Powers. You know, $1 million. Man sits there like, bro, I tell you what, I've got a wicked plan. We're signing a left back, a centre back, and a second choice goalkeeper. It's the 8th goalkeeper we've signed in 5 years. They think we're getting a striker. We're going to play Havertz up front and give him the number 14 shirt. I'm telling you, it's a wicked plan. These lot are violent. I'm telling you, strikers are haram. They don't want strikers. They don't want strikers. They don't want attacking players. It's a fetish at this point. Only fans, defenders and goalkeepers. What is going on? Sign an attacking player, bro. Juan Garcia, yeah, Olympic gold medal. Played 18 games in the Spanish second division. He's only played 4 games in La Liga. So he doesn't have a lot of a history. But bro, them striker egos, Arteta don't want it. It feels like that. It does feel like that. Edu and Eddie shaking my head said everlasting. Well, let's see. Can you listen? All I can tell you, if for any reason Eddie Nketiah doesn't go to Forest, let's say, and listen, I'm hoping that deal happens, no problem, we celebrate. If Eddie doesn't go to Forest, I can't tell you the stream that will come out after that. It could be like that Buendia one. It could be like that Buendia one. African Giant said Sterling is an elite 9. Bro, I appreciate the super chat. Don't even try that one. Rance is in here. Big up Rance. I think you know what's about to happen here. Only for today I'm doing this. I've got to get the ops out of the chat. You're my brethren as well. No problem. Big up Rance. Subscribe to him. 100k. Big up Rance. Keep doing your thing, bro. You know what's going on here, bro. Naughty step settings. Even just for that comment alone. Man stepped into the comments and said, Xerxes is better than your strikers. Because that picky-head Rasuit scored 1 tap-in from 6 yards out against Fulham, who were absolutely dreadful. And man wants to step in here. Bro, right now, real talk, Havertz is better than Xerxes. 3 minutes on the naughty step for Rance. Hold that, brother. Hold that. You're coming in here with the 3rd choice striker of Holland talking about better than our striker. Relax. Take away his free speech. Hold that. Hold the double unskippable as well, bro. Hold that. We might even give him a double timeout. But hey, big up. People, we're going to round up. Get some comments in, then we'll finish, people. Get a few comments in them, then we'll finish. I don't even know. Some people saying that ain't his real account. Even if it isn't, you're holding 3 minutes on the naughty step anyway. Xerxes looked knackered at the end of the game. He was on for 20. It is a decent finish. I'm not even going to lie. Srivatsa said, not an Arsenal fan here, but you lot need to get Szczesny for free. Use the Nketiah money to get an attacker. I said about 2 months ago, Arsenal should sign... Who did I say at the time? I said Arsenal should sign De Gea or Szczesny. A lot of people in the chat, nah, they washed up. I said, nah, bro. Szczesny was playing for Juventus last season as a second choice. That's a very good, experienced option. He's a better goalkeeper than the one we sold. Now, De Gea's gone to Fiorentina. He probably wanted... But I'm telling you now, Szczesny would be a very good backup option. And he's a free. He's a free. And like you said, I don't want to see Arsenal. Apparently, you know, Fabrizio's saying that deal could be 15 to 20 million euros. I'm sorry, I don't want to see Arsenal, on top of the 40 million for Calafiori, then go and spend 20 million on a goalkeeper that's going to sit on the bench. That will be 60 million on a goalkeeper and a defender when we desperately need a frontman. So for me, I would rather see somebody come in on a free and see Arsenal go and spend 50, 60 million on an attacking player. And that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at. But it won't happen. It won't happen. We'll probably go and spend another 20, 30 million on a goalkeeper. I'm I'll probably even get another defender on deadline day. So, listen, big up Nathan in the chat. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. Said big up Big C Cruz and the C Unit. Big up yourself. This Big C, the ruler. This is not a democracy. Come in and get bit DMX settings. Oh, where my dog's at. Yo, I'm telling. Just for today, we're on smoke, people. Even though they're bigging up the channel, anyone, United, anything related, 3 minutes, hold that. Man City, hold that. Listen, people, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a great stream. AWV said, don't we need Eddie Murphy as third striker? We're in 4 competitions. Bro, we do not need Eddie Murphy for it because we got Havertz, we got Jesus, Trossard can play false 9. Obviously, I hope we buy a striker, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, no, the answer to that, we do not need Eddie as the third striker. We need the 30 million in the bag to go and buy somebody else. People, want to thank you all. Been a great show. It's flown by. The numbers have been incredible today. We got up to 3,200. There's still 3,000 of you in the chat. Subscribe if you haven't already. We want to hit 100k before the end of 2024, or at least before the end of the 2024 season. It's been a really good show. Eddie is on his way to Forest. Get the deal done, Forest. He's brilliant. I've always rated him. By the way, I'll see you in the championship. Anyway, I'm joking. Get the deal done. Eddie's on his way. If anything happens, we will go live. I'm telling you, we need to talk about that. If the deal gets done or anything like that. Hit the like button on the way out. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you all soon, people. Bless!